I'm on a quest to find music and art. Supporting local talent is the place I start. Yeah, this is our culture, the place to be. Games, books, arts and crafts and jewelry. This the guardians of the geekery. 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 And now for today's episode of Guardians of the Geekery with your hosts, Matt, Carol, and Joey.
Hey, we are back and talking about the Geekery market. And we have one of our favorite artisans returning again. We won't let her go if she doesn't apply. We're like, Laura, are you okay? Did you see the post? Do you need
Where's the application?
But it is Laura Stinson, owner of FairyNerdy. And we love having her year after year. So what is the Geekery market? It's 30,000 square feet of geeky awesome. All one floor, inside, all one place. We have over 80 different authors, artists, and artisans who are going to be participating, as well as a lot of activities for people of all ages. If you like to make bracelets, if you like to paint, if you like to play with Legos, you like listening to live music, concession stands, there's a lot of things to do. Plus, you can get around and shop for things you cannot find on Amazon or, in the box stores. Now, you could probably find a couple of the books on Amazon, but you can't meet
Don't you want them signed by the author?
Yeah,
seriously. You want them signed by the
author. And one of the things that you can find there is FairyNerdy, which has, if you like a little sass in your life, you have come to the right place.
A little.
I'm only talking about your height. That's it.
Oh, yeah. That's very short.
So, Laura, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
The Geekery market is my favorite event all year. I love it.
Yay. And you've been coming since almost the beginning, right?
No, I was at the first one.
You were at the first one. Yay.
Yep. I am old school.
I know. Yeah. I always don't feel like it's the market until I've seen your application.
Yep.
Truth, so.
I'm always afraid. I'm like, oh no, I hope they come out soon so like something doesn't conflict.
Yeah. That I don't say this is the year we're gonna rotate you.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
So tell us a little bit about FairyNerdy, how it got started, and what people can find when they come by your booth.
So FairyNerdy basically started because I make a lot of stuff and I don't have a place to put it. So I had to start selling it off. I started an Etsy shop. It was actually called something else at the time. And then eventually I started to I explored different options about what I like to do. I've tried all kinds of things. I've painted on stuff. I've done polymer clay. I've done pretty much anything you can think of. And what I always come back to, my love of drawing and illustration, and how can I share that in a, easy to transport, tangible way that's not going to break the bank that like selling original artwork would do. And so I discovered sticker making.
Yeah.
And that has really been where FairyNerdy really succeeded. I started making stickers with a whole lot of sarcasm and some nerdy stuff and just everything that I love. So like books or movies or TV or music or whatever it is what inspires me, and I just bring that into everything I do.
And what I love is not only do you do all the stickers, but you also provided us with a fantabulous tool of a sticker investment portfolio where I have started putting my stickers, because I love stickers, but I'm that person that I'm always afraid to put it on something, because what if the thing I put it on gets ruined? Then I lose the sticker. But here I can just put them all in one of these little books and have them for later.
Yep.
So that
they move. You can take them out and you can move them around when you actually decide you want to stick it somewhere.
And just so, I think it's backwards on the screen, but it says sticker investment portfolio. Basically, I'm a zillionaire. And that's the way I feel.
And I will have those. Hopefully I'll have enough. Unfortunately, the whole tariff thing has made reordering challenge, but I will have some.
Yes. So if you want them, make sure you reach out to Laura early so you can reserve yours, because that's what I did last year. I said, girl, I need 4.
Yes.
Because I got one for Carol, I got one for Wanda, I got one for myself, and I got one for one other friend. And I was like, that's it. We got to have our stickers. Because people are always doing the coolest stickers. I was that kid that I would get the ones from the Scholastic Book Fair, and then I couldn't bring myself to peel them off the pages because I didn't want to lose them. So,
so you just end up with like a stack of stickers, and you're like, I don't know what to do with these.
Yeah, oddly, I have a box full of stickers. I have no problem putting stickers all over my car, but regular stickers, I like hoard them, and then I'm like, I don't want to do anything with them. What if I put it on the wrong thing, or if it's like crooked?
Yeah. But now
get up a T-square to put a sticker on something.
No, when I'm sitting on, don't tell my boss this, but sometimes when I'm sitting on calls and it's just like, I have this little pile of stickers and I start peeling them off and putting them in my book. I'm like, okay, at least I'm being productive while I'm listening to your insanity. So it works out pretty well. But and then you and I we all 3 share a love of Doctor Who. And so we were so excited
stuff always
last year when the TARDIS was revealed as having handicap accessible entry. That is one of my favorites. And it's just amazing. And one of the things
doesn't know, I have a podcast as well called Bad Attitudes, an uninspiring podcast about disability. I do so many episodes about Doctor Who. Like, I think people are like kind of sick of it. They're like, we don't care. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care that you don't care.
That's part of the whole bad attitude. I don't care what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I want to talk about.
Tell you about Doctor Who. Talk what you want about. Talk what you want to talk about. It's your podcast.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and
I love your stuff. I love your stuff because I know that you created it, and I know I'm never going to find any AI art in your
absolutely not.
So it's always a safe space. We're very careful with our artists to make sure that no AI stuff is like
and I appreciate that because there has been, especially recently, there's been a lot of AI controversy. I don't know if you probably heard about the Dragon Con thing. And like artist was removed, and then there was like one of the Disney Lorcana artists has been basically blacklisted for using AI, and it's just like, come on, like, and it's so frustrating for me as a disabled artist. People try to make it out like, well, it's an assistive tool for disabled artists. No, that's bullshit. Sorry, it makes me so mad because disabled artists have been around forever. You know, Frida Kahlo painted laying in her bed.
Yes.
You know, Mozart was deaf. Like this is not. You're lazy.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
Beethoven was deaf. Was Mozart deaf too?
No, maybe it was Beethoven. I can't ever remember.
Yeah. Beethoven was deaf. Mozart was just an asshole.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a little kid.
I was like, I knew I was going to get it wrong.
Mozart was autistic. They just didn't call it that at that point.
They didn't know it. They didn't have
that. And I'm sure his mother didn't take Tylenol.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to say, she took a lot of Tylenol.
That explains so much. What's the cause of if you took way too much Advil in college? Because it was the fix-it-all drug. So, and it was chocolate coated. So, goes down easier.
So I'm always happy to stop by your booth because 1, I love sarcastic, snarky stickers, and 2, I know you created them.
Yep, I do it all.
In this world of Timu, please throw your money at little artists.
I'm not like AI is evil or anything because it's here to stay. We're not going to get rid of it, and it does have its purposes. Ironically, it has its purposes to help disabled people. Like, there's a lot of research being done into how it can help people with paraplegia or quadriplegia. And it's just like, use it for the right things.
Right.
Yeah. So
don't use it to steal from artists.
Yes, exactly.
The thing that I get concerned about is that, like our work is embracing it. And I definitely think that there is transformative opportunity there, right? Like think about a baker, right? When they first started trying to cook over a fire, and then they graduated to a grill, and then they graduated to a stove that was wood burning, and then they got to gas and electric, right? If you stop having to worry about stoking your fire, you can cook, right? And you can put more effort into that. So I definitely think that all tools have the opportunity to allow us to focus on more creative stuff. What I worry about is when they say, okay, let this write your resume. Who am I
Yeah.
hiring? The AI, or am I hiring you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm hiring you as somebody who is responsible for the communication and words that come out about the company, I'm a little more concerned about that, and
Yeah.
I don't want us to lose the creativity in the expediency, because no matter what, it's still based on the information input by individuals. And if those individuals are flawed, the data that comes out is going to be flawed.
Yeah.
And, as much as I would love for computers to be sentient, they're really always going to be based on who input the data. So,
But I will always be nice to computers, because when the machines rise,
Yeah. We want to be on
I
the
want to
good
be
side. Yeah.
prepared.
When
yes.
Skynet happens, we need to be on
Well,
the
yeah. So I still say thank you to my Echo and my
I say
wheelchair,
thank you to
because
my
I don't want
Google.
them turning against me. So speaking of wheelchairs, that's another thing Laura and I have in common. We both use them. And one of the things that we really strive to do at the Geekery Market is make it wheelchair accessible. And part of that has actually been in direct response to conversations and education that Laura has provided to me, because I was not always in a wheelchair. When I first started, I wasn't even at the point where I was having to use a cane. This has all been over the past 10 years, and the Geekery Market's been around for 10 years. So
Oh my gosh.
since
I
2016.
wonder I feel so old.
So yeah. The first one was back then. But yeah, but yeah, you were the one that, pointed out that it would be helpful if the space between the aisles, I originally had put, I think, 2-foot space
Yeah.
in, and you were like, hey, can we at least make it 30 inches? And I was like, we can make it 3 feet, because Joey
Yeah.
could do 3 rulers easier than
Yes.
she can do 2.5
Yeah.
rulers.
3 feet is the ADA
Yeah,
recommendation, 36 inches for
yeah,
like doorways and hallways and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I really appreciate like how receptive all of you have been when I say stuff like that, because some people do not take it well, and I'm just like, I'm just asking to be considered as like a person,
Yeah.
you know?
And yeah, because originally I think we were working on trying to get you on the end so that
Yeah,
even when the tables were together, you still
yeah,
had a way to get out with your
yeah.
wheelchair. But then we realized, and this was so July was Disability Pride Month, and I got to focus on that. And there was been some great videos that were put out about how things that were originally made to help folks with disabilities and challenges, and how it has benefited everyone as a
Hmm.
result. Like the fact that now sidewalks have ramps off and
Yeah,
on.
I
And
was gonna
so,
say it's called the
yeah,
curb cut effect.
yeah, the
Yes.
curb cut effect. So somebody realized it would be helpful for people in wheelchairs to be able to get up on the curbs,
Yeah. But now it
yeah,
helps
earth
people
shattering.
with strollers, people with luggage, delivery
Yeah.
people, people on bikes,
Yeah,
people with even just limited mobility, like you can't bend your knee at 90 degrees or something. Like,
right. Same
yeah,
thing with like audiobooks for people who maybe, were blind or had high eyesight. And now how many times do we listen to audiobooks, right? And then,
Yeah.
same thing with so many other tools that are out there, that it was originally because it was easier because of a need that somebody else had.
mhm,
And then it had such usefulness so many other places.
yeah,
So yeah, so thanks to Laura. Now we have spoiled all of our sellers who have an expectation that there will always be a 3-foot access point on one
You
side
know, I
of
also
their
don't want to
table.
tear anybody's stuff down by accident.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
That's always a good
girl,
thing. Yeah. It's
there
like-
was a Dragon Con where my mobility scooter wheel caught a tablecloth,
oh no.
and I tried to do the magic trick.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, Misty Massey was at that table and suffered some of the
no.
consequences. Yeah,
Ugh.
and so one of
That's
our
like a
author
nightmare
friends.
of,
So
like,
yeah,
as a vendor to do that to somebody else. It's just like, I am so sorry.
yeah. Well, especially when they have glass or all sorts of breakable
Yeah.
stuff. I'm
Delicate
just like,
things.
so. But we do have that. We also instituted those 10-foot aisles
Yeah.
so that there's plenty of room for somebody to stand in front of your table, look at your
Yeah.
stuff and buy it, and still have people be able to go past, and people to stand on the other side and
Mhm.
be able to do that.
Yeah.
There are still things that we would love to change. The facility doesn't have the automatic outside doors yet.
Yeah.
They have heard our request. They have, considered it.
Yeah.
But and we would love that. But it is all on one floor. It is a non-carpeted floor, so you don't have to
Yes.
worry about.
So you can speed.
Yes. And and some of those different things, we've definitely tried to create those low stim areas as
Yeah.
well
That's
for
awesome.
people who may have neurological challenges and just need to be able to settle, and tried to give also kind of the same thing with the kids. We do a kids treasure hunt every year where they go around and look for stuff. And we realized a couple years ago we really needed to make 2 versions of that. One for the kids that did not want to go up and talk to people, that it was too much of a challenge or a
Yeah.
stressor for them to have to interact with people to play the game. So we
Yeah.
made 2 versions of the game, a go and talk to
Yeah.
people, look at stuff, interact, and then another one where they could just wander around by themselves and kind of do the Where's Waldo version
Yeah. As
of
a
looking for clues.
former shy kid. That's
Yeah.
yeah. Because like
That's a
God, having to
bonus.
talk to people as a kid. Oh my
I
God.
I couldn't even do Santa Claus as a kid. I
Oh,
couldn't
Santa
do mall
Claus
Santas.
terrified me.
Yeah.
I
I
have
was like,
a
nope,
very
that's a
vivid
heck
memory
no.
of a hairy arm reaching out to pick me. I'm like, ah! I saw Santa Claus exactly once. No.
But now you see him every year at the Geekery
Yes.
market, but
But
he's
I
not
don't
quite
I don't
as
sit on his
Yeah,
lap.
No, no.
I
We
would
don't
be
get that
concerned
close.
if you did. I would have questions, but just because he and I,
Yeah.
we're
You're
buds.
close.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah,
We'll just say that.
she's on the naughty list, but that's a good thing for Santa.
I am also on the naughty list, but for a very different reason.
So what are some things that you wish that people knew when they come to a market like this one or other ones that you go throughout the year? What are some advice or tips you might give to people, both from an accessibility standpoint, but also just from a general, hey, you're shopping at an event. Here's some things that we as a seller wish you knew.
Okay.
And
I've
you
got a
can
few.
do
Hold
the
on.
Laura version. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be the sweet diplomatic
no.
version.
First of all, it's not a yard sale. Please don't try to haggle.
Yeah.
Most of us as small artists, our prices are already as low as they can go. Like,
And still make a living.
yeah,
And
exactly.
still
Like, we're not
sustain.
like, I mean, for some people it is a hobby, but for most of us, that's our primary form of income. We're trying to make this is our job. This is what we do, So don't be like, well, what about if I did this and you paid you that? No. Like I made the prices this for a reason. You gonna do that? Okay, price just went up. Also, and I was guilty of this before I started getting into markets, although I tried to do it away from the seller. Don't come to someone on the table and be like, I can make that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But did you?
It's
Would
like,
you?
Yeah.
Will you?
and I mean, I was guilty of that as an artistic kid, and I'd be like, I can make that, but I did not say it to the person. Like,
Yeah.
come on. If you run into somebody and like you're chit chatting and stuff, that's great. please don't do it in front of my table.
Yeah.
Like, just move to the
There's a lot of room at the market to
just
go
move to
sit
the
down,
side.
go
Like,
grab a
just,
drink at the concession stand and chit chat.
I'm trying to make money. Please
Yeah.
move. Because there's no nice way to be like, hey, you're blocking everything. Like, there is no nice way to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There
that would
isn't.
be my thing. And just generally, just speaking as a disabled person, just generally be aware of people. Like, I don't understand. It is a weird occurrence, phenomena, whatever you want to call it. People will see me. Like, this happens a lot to me at like concerts where it's sort of general admission or just kind of standing around. There will be 10-foot radius of open space, and they will stand right in front of me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
That happened to us just like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
We went to an art exhibit, Annie Leibovitz. There was screens all around, so it was like a 360 experience.
mhm.
We parked ourselves out of the way, but to the side so you could see all 4 screens. Sure enough, 2 people came and stood
Just
right
stood
in
right in
front
front
of
of
me.
us.
It's like,
And I
and
felt
I'm like,
so
oh, I
rude, but
put
I
my
was like,
invisibility cloak on
"Excuse
today.
me."
I forgot. It's just be aware that there are people who may not be at like, look up, down, sideways, look everywhere. Yeah.
We're all around you.
Yes.
Look
Yes.
for
Yes.
us. We are all shapes and sizes and
And we will run
abilities.
you over because we have no
Yeah.
option.
Yes, because we
You're
have
in a
power.
vehicle.
My
Wheelchair bowling.
I went and had breakfast with my mom and my family for her birthday just this past Saturday. And I just, even though I'm ambulatory wheelchair user, most of the time it is easier and it is better for my legs if I just stay in the chair because it does have a slight recline to it. So I'm not at 90 degrees, which is what causes severe pain in my feet.
Mm,
So it's just easier for me to stay in the chair.
yeah.
And as a result, I parked myself at the head of the table with
Yeah.
my mom right beside me. And my mom, bless her heart, every time she went to go stand up, because the chair she was in did not have arms on it,
Yeah.
she would grab right on a hold of my
you don't do that.
controller and all these buttons and sounds started beeping. And I mean, fortunately, none of the buttons make you go forward. It's the
Yeah.
joystick.
Yeah.
But if she had leaned a little to the right, I would have jet propulsion back and there would have been my 80-year-old mother flat on the floor. So I was
Yes.
like, Mom,
Yes.
please. I'm like,
Mobility aids are not
this-
handrails.
yes,
Please
this is
don't
not
lean on me.
this is not for your mobility, especially not here.
Like, it's so frustrating to be like out somewhere and some random somebody will come and just like lean on the back of my chair, and I'm like,
I don't
dude,
care
if
how
I
much I
move
like you.
suddenly, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah.
And
We
then I
also
move
went to an
suddenly.
event. Unfortunately, it seemed like a good event. And it was one of our other Geekery Market family was there. We had some time. We thought we'd stop by. It was for a good cause.
Yeah.
It involved dealing with folks who had brain damage challenges. And it was a fundraiser for them. So we decided to go by. And you would assume, because it deals with folks who are having brain damage, there's probably a lot of people in wheelchairs. We got stuck. Like, I got in my wheelchair. We got there. The gravel had just been poured. It was not packed down. My wheels
Cool.
could not handle it. And 2 of the volunteers from the place came up and started to try to shift my wheelchair without my permission.
Ugh.
And, I'm not belted into this chair or anything. And I was about to go flying. And I was like, no, I got it. I got it. I got it.
Man, the 4-letter words that would have been coming out of my mouth.
I probably would have, except for A, I was taken off guard, and B, I could see the person we came to see like 20 feet in front of me. And I know she could see that I was struggling to get there, and I didn't want to make her feel bad.
Oh,
But I was like,
look,
hold
I love
on,
you. I have
hold
no
on.
compunction about
Yeah.
making you feel bad because This
Well,
is
I did kind of give her a look, but I know that she goes, I just, one of the things I've had to learn is people just don't think
yeah,
about it.
they don't
So they
unless
have a friend, a family member, or themselves in that situation.
yeah. I mean that's very true. It's and that's one of the reasons I started my podcast is to like try to like think about it, 27% of American adults have some sort of disability.
Yes.
Um, you have a 20% chance between the ages of 18 and retirement of becoming disabled. And that goes up every year as you get older. Like, it's not, I always say, it's not that you're not disabled. You're not disabled yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And it's, yeah, so, and I'm part of an organization within my company. And one of the things that I'm constantly saying, I need them to make this a job is I will go around with my wheelchair and
Mhm.
tell you how you have not done this properly.
I want to do that. Like,
I
my
really
sister and
want
I, we
that
go to a lot of
job.
concerts,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I really want to be like the accessibility consultant.
All right. So Laura and I are putting this out here now. You are hearing it officially now. If you are in the Charlotte, Mecklenburg area and you have a business or an event or a company or whatever, and you
Yep.
would just like a consultation, we will come
Yes.
for a very modest fee and let you
Yes.
know how you can improve it.
We will let you know how bad it is.
But we'll give you advice on how to fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We won't just
Exactly.
complain. We'll be
No.
constructive. It'll be
Yes.
constructive, but
Absolutely.
it'll be criticism, but it'll be constructive criticism.
It'll
And
be.
then
I'll tell you it's bad, but then I'll tell you how to make it better.
and then Carol and Matt will go around and tell you how, as a ally advocate caregiver, you can improve things.
Yes.
So, because it's funny, that's one of the things that Matt talks about, and Carol, you and I've talked about that too. Once you have a friend or a family member that's in that situation, now you're aware.
Oh,
Now you
yeah.
go through and say, no, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
So
Now you're
sometimes,
just like looking at the world going, what the hell?
what the heck?
Who thought this was a good idea?
Yeah, it's just like crazy.
Look at all these stairs. What is this?
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't tell me that you're here as a rehab center for people who are in wheelchairs and you pour gravel everywhere. Like,
Gravel bad.
gravel
It's
very
always funny
bad.
when you like call a place and you're like, so are you accessible? Oh yeah, we have a ramp. And
And
Hence,
is it like what kind of like
yeah,
all
where do
ramps
we
are
have
not
to go for
created
the ramp?
equal. Like
One of the things that I mentioned to I went on a road show on Monday and Tuesday specifically to talk about the Disability Resource Network that I volunteer with. And so I did go up to the organizer and I said, there's some things you did great. Let's talk about the things that I would suggest for next time. It's amazing that you provided a breakfast. Maybe don't put it on a pub style table that's above my head. I was literally taking tongs and trying to randomly grab pastries and hold them up so I could see them to
yeah.
see what flavor they were.
Well, when I did my TED Talk in 2023 at my alma mater, which I love, the reception afterward, all the tables were like that. I'm like this. Like I was like, I'm not gonna eat. I'm not just forget it. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Well, they had one section that was down low, but then they had overflow food
Yeah.
and they put it on a high table when there was another low table right beside it. So I'm like, just a suggestion,
Yeah.
and then like there were other things like all of your entry doors, the ones you have to go through security to get in, they had a button that they could auto swing the door open.
Yeah.
Every other door in that building was a big, heavy wooden door with no buttons to open it. Now, I, as an electric wheelchair user, could potentially, if it worked out properly, hold the handle and back up and then try to swing myself in. But somebody
it's
with a
tough, though.
rollator, somebody with a manual wheelchair,
Or even somebody with not a lot of upper body strength. I mean,
yeah,
I tend to have more upper body strength. I could probably manage a heavy door. But
right.
if you don't have upper body strength or you don't have grip strength, or if you're paralyzed from the chest down, Even if you have function in your arms, you probably don't have grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in our group that was literally said, I'm going to the bathroom. If you do not hear from me in 10 minutes, it means I cannot open the door. Come
Yeah.
get me. Because she didn't have the upper body strength.
Yeah.
Now,
and you don't even have to be disabled for that to be an issue.
yeah.
Like,
But it was just like,
if you're weak.
and literally, as I was saying to the people who were asking for feedback, they were like, oh my God, I never even thought about that. But you're absolutely right. Because it just doesn't occur to them, because it doesn't limit them.
Yeah, exactly.
They had an amazing cafeteria in there, but they had all of these self-order kiosks, and they all started at the bottom of the kiosk menu board started here, and I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
So you had to go up the whole way.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously you and I get really passionate about this.
Yes, I can
Please
talk
go
about
to
this stuff all the time.
FairyNerdy and check out all of her amazing stickers.
Yes.
You'll know that, make sure, and you are not our only wheelchair bound person. There are
Ooh,
many
don't
of
say
them.
wheelchair bound. Ooh, don't say that. That's bad.
Okay. You are not only our only wheelchair using
There
person.
you
Of
go.
course, I'll be there using my wheelchair. You'll be using yours, but there's several of us there.
Awesome.
So
That's awesome.
come and say hi.
Absolutely. But don't say, hey, I know it's you because of your wheelchair. I've had
No.
someone do that to me before. I'm like, no.
Get to know the people that use the wheelchair. Don't
You
just
can compliment my
identify
lovely
them
purple
by
hair.
their
Do
mode
that.
of
Yes.
transportation.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Well, I always tell people, look for my bright pink wheelchair, because
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do that too. I'm like, yeah, I'll be the one in the wheelchair. But like, just to make it easy, but like,
Yeah. Well, Laura, tell people how they can find your stuff.
So I am on pretty much every social media platform as @FairyNerdy.
And it's all one word.
Yes,
Smush
all
it
one
together.
word. FairyNerdy. Fairy, FairyFairy. I can spell. Nerdy, NERDY.
Yeah, nothing cutesy. Just the 2 words.
Yep, you can email me at laura@fairynerdy.com. You can go to fairynerdy.com. That should take you to my Etsy store. Although I am working on my own website, which I really hope to have up by the time the Geekery market rolls around. So, yes, fingers crossed.
Yeah, but check her out. Make sure you get your investment portfolio for your stickers. Very, very,
Absolutely.
very important purchase. And make sure you reserve it, because you might not have enough if you get there late. So they always go well. So
yes, absolutely, they're very popular.
And then pick out all the stickers you want for the first page.
Yep. And I
That's
have
right.
have a lot of anti-AI stickers. Just saying. So, and I discovered how to make sticker sheets this year, which was very exciting for me. So, I'm excited.
Come and buy all the stickers.
Yes.
Come and buy all the
stickers.
And check out our podcast, Bad Attitudes.
Absolutely. That's badattitudespod.com.
And if you want to continue this conversation, Laura, I'll jump over to your podcast sometime.
I'm going to have you on there one day. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it.
I've got such a list, man. I've got such a list.
We'll be like, it's those 2 rowdy girls again. They just won't stop talking.
They're just out here rabble rousing.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on today. We look forward to seeing you in November.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That was an episode of Guardians of the Geekery. Thank you for listening. Check us out at guardiansofthegeekery.com and stay tuned for more content.